The solutions are in some areas already in place when it comes to climate challenges. We work with forest residuals. We talk about putting not just that in the fueling our cars, but we also use vegetable oil and slaughterhouse waste. And in some areas, more or less completely reducing the CO2 emissions. And that has taken place here in Östersund already, as Sofia told us. So this means more or less a fossil-free biathlon event. And let's now talk to some of the people that are miraculously here behind me, talk about a little bit more what happened here at the biathlon event. And please, we have Erik Brandsma with us. Erik, let's give you a microphone. You are a CEO, you have one already. You are CEO of Jämt Kraft, the local energy company. And we have Daniel Arenholm, head of communications from Collaptiol. And we have Sara Nordstrand. And Sara is sustainability manager at the biathlon events. And we also have Gunnar Olofsson, you're chairman of a company called Sekab. Yes. And Sara, I'll start with you. Well, you can hold on to this, please. Sara, tell us about the process behind this result. I mean, more or less a fossil-free biathlon event. What have you done?
Well, to begin with, sustainability has, from the start, been a big part of the World Championship. And being such a big event, many see us as an interesting area for exposure. And especially after the success on the Olympics, and biathlon is a really big sport in Sweden. And because we have talked about sustainability from the start, many people see us as a good way to market themselves through. And we get a lot of media attention for what we do, and of course it is attractive for others to be seen through an event that has sustainability as a focus. So, yeah.
Has it been a smooth process? I mean, the collaboration with gentlemen around here, for instance, have you been sort of pulling the same direction, or has it been difficult sometimes?
I think it's been smooth. I don't know, I'm just a sustainability manager. I don't know how like the sponsor process has been, but I think it's been smooth. And they are a big part of that we are reaching our goals in our sustainability plan. So they're really important.
And what's the next big step?
Well, the next step for us is that if our partners and sponsors share the same vision as us regarding sustainability and above all climate change, then we would be happy to proceed with the cooperation. And since we are working with constant improvements, we expect the same from our partners and sponsors.
So stepping up a little bit for every year. Excellent. Yeah. Erik Brandsma, working in the company Jämt Kraft, and you've been collaborating at this World Championship with the fossil-free energy, obviously. What are the learnings and the value for a company like Jämt Kraft in this process?
Well, I mean, as an energy company, well, nothing works without energy. We need it every day, every minute, every hour. So for us to be part of this event, contribute to some of the solutions, and also contribute to some of the discussions that engage people is our main reason, basically. We as a company cannot do this together. We need to do this with all the partners in society. So that for us is important. We are an enabler for a change in society towards fossil-free and renewables, high quality of life, while at the same time not impacting climate change. So that is very sort of the base for this, and this fantastic event then gives us the opportunity to test some of the new technologies and also test how people work with us in adopting to these new technologies. I mean, if I look at we were talking about bio-based heat in the tents, and that has sort of our company has provided. We have strengthened our net, our distribution net towards the system here, and together worked very hard with everyone to make sure that the lights will stay on, literally. But that also, and that is an issue that I'd like to pick up. It is also shows very clearly where we put obstacles for ourselves, because a lot of this is part of a culture change in between the ears, as I usually say. For example, we have an security level of delivery of electricity to the stadium that has plan A, B, C, and D.
Ah.
But if we talk to the TV companies and say, this will happen, it's fine.
It's secure enough.
It's secure enough. It's the best we can do. Can you guarantee us 100%? No, but nobody can guarantee 100%. Something can happen, of course, but we have done this and this and this and this. But then to let go of this trustful sound of a diesel generator in the back is something that is very hard to give up.
A pacifier, huh?
Well, exactly, and this is maybe some of the key issues that if we talk about making the huge transformation towards a different type of society that is not impacting climate, then we need to step away out of our comfort zones, test these new issues, test these new things together, trust each other also, and then say, yes, we're prepared to do this, and forget about those diesel generators. We don't need them.
Absolutely not. I worked with the Eurovision Song Contest twice, and there was a lot of diesel going on, I tell you. I was shocked.
And I know, I mean, this is one of the key issues. If we are not prepared to make to test this and as we say in Sweden, släppa sargen, then we will not make the change. And the solutions are there. Part of it is, of course, engagement and inspiration, but the solutions are there.
Thank you. Gunnar Olofsson, SEKAB, tell us a bit why you're involved in this. What's in it for you?
Well, actually, I have a double role because I'm sitting in the board also of the Swedish Biathlon Union. But so I think we have made a very good effort in making this sustainable event, actually. Well, I'm chairman of the SEKAB, and SEKAB is a biochemistry Swedish company. It works globally, and it's situated in Örnsköldsvik. And we are producing biochemicals from...
And that's not very far from Östersund for the global audience.
No, it's just a stone throw. We produce green chemicals, and we produce also biofuel. And if you look at our website, you can see we have a special diesel made out of ethanol. It's called ethanol diesel 95, ED95, and it's out on the market already. And we have the technique to produce even green biojet A1 fuel. But we can't do it because it's a very huge investment. And as long as we don't have the political system, we don't have the political stability. As Svante said on the screen earlier, as Svante Axelsson, we need to know that this will last, the political system will last for decades, not for 4 years. Then we will do the investments.
So basically, you've been testing some of your products here to see how they fly, so to speak. Excuse the pun. Yes.
Well, you can say that, as I said, I have a double role. And of course, I think this is a very important seminar we are having here, not only for the World Championship. I would say it's even further important, so to say. That's why we are supporting this event. And of course, we also are commercial. So we would like all the audience to buy our ethanol diesel and also to provide us to continue in our development to make new fossil-free fuel.
And I'm sure all sustainability nerds out here are curious, what is it made from?
The ethanol diesel is made out of ethanol. And we have a process that we can make ethanol out of biomass.
Biomass. And the biomass could be?
Could be forest residuals, could be, anything. But being a forester, as I am, I've been in decades in the forest industry. Of course, we should use the sources we have in the Nordic countries.
So we're not chopping down the virgin ancient forest?
No, and not palm oil. No. We can't spelt palm oil. So I would say that the Nordic countries will be ahead in, I wouldn't say solving, but contribute to get a more fossil-free fuel globally.
Thank you very much, Gunnar. And Daniel Arenholm, Colabitiol, it's difficult to say it actually. I sort of, say it please, Ian.
Colabit oil.
Colabit oil, you have to be a little bit more slow than I was, I think. You are so-called official partner, and why are you involved in this fossil-free event?
for the same reason as SECAB and the other sponsors. We are the renewable fossil-free supplier for renewable fuels for both ORA and Östersund World Championships. And I'm happy to say that we've proven that we've helped these two organizations to reach almost a fossil-free event, and stating a really good example. And I also think that it's not only the event itself, it's everything around it and what we leave behind. We're building new infrastructure, whether it's electricity or new station for renewable fuels. So not only the athletes and the professionals, but also the society in general, we're leaving something behind for everybody who's interested in recreation and renewable, sustainable future.
Thank you. Sara, in this collaboration, what has been the criteria for people like the guys joining you here on stage? I mean, for you to participate, what is the criteria?
Well, to begin with, we say in our sustainability policy that we aim for sustainability cooperations. And the fact is that our sponsors are a big part of reaching our goals in our sustainability plan. So in that way, that is what we mean with aiming for sustainability collaborations. And we also say in our sustainability plan that the sponsor should have the same values as we do. For instance, their sustainability work should be in the same line as our policy and plan.
So this is a way for you to sort of being able to reduce the risks of greenwashing, because this is something we always have to talk about when we address sustainability and climate change, and especially I'd say. So this is a way of making sure that this is clean as possible, as green as possible. Well, thank you very much. In terms of inspiring others, I'm looking at you from Jämtkraft's perspective. There are many companies in Sweden that work with renewable energy. What you've done here, can that effect spill over on other companies like yours in Sweden, or in Scandinavia, or in the world for that matter?
Well, yeah, I think so. I think we... There's an inherent nature in human beings, I believe, that is that we all want to do the right thing and we will want to do good. So we have a tendency to look at each other and say, how can we help each other, finding new solutions and do things better than what we're used to. If we can be more competitive and earn money in the same way, then that's even better. And if we as a company can demonstrate that together with the companies that want to electrify the transport sector, the companies that want to exchange their fossil fuels with hydrogen to produce steel, to produce ores and metals, to produce cement, those are the types of cooperation that we're working on, and that we can do together. We have I think no one can do this alone. We all need a bit of knowledge and competence and inspiration and leadership from each other to make 1 + 1 being more than 2. And that is, I think, the interesting challenge in this, because I strongly believe that we will get a better society. This is not about going back to the 60s or the Stone Age. This is about the next step in evolution for society towards a better quality of life, a better development, where we develop positive, not turning back to something, to saying we can't do this, we can't do that. There are alternatives. There are good solutions available. And that is the type of development that I think in these types of events we can demonstrate that it works.
Speaking of quality of life, just the other day there was news out that just in Sweden alone, 8,000 people die from air pollution, which of course is addressed at the same time as you address climate change with fossil fuel.
Exactly, and then that is basically the transport sector. I mean, imagine if you have a society that is completely dependent on fossil fuels for energy generation. Like in Sweden, we have a green energy generation, electricity generation. So imagine the types of deaths, of health problems that you also generate with these types of systems. I mean, the benefits are multiple.
Thank you. Final question. In terms of Sara, for your organization, how can you spread what you've done to other organizations?
Well, this is the way, of course, and we can, stay on our website and inspire other by telling other, and
How about the people that work in your organization? How much, I mean, do you feel that they're proud of this work? I mean, how is the talk about this event being so fossil-free?
I think they're really proud, and we have been out and telling to every volunteer about our work, and I feel that they're really proud of what we're doing, and they talk very positive about it to every spectator. So I think we really reached our goal to be able to inspire other people.
Excellent. Daniel and Gunnar, about your organizations, do you talk a lot about what you've been doing here, your involvement?
Of course, this is a learning curve, and a good example of us actually spilling off to other events is that we got the opportunity to introduce or try the first batch of renewable gasoline that we have developed at the Swedish Rally a few weeks ago. And we're getting a lot of questions from both the Olympic Committee and the other World Championships that are taking over after this. So it's we've set an example not only as the World Championship, but as a region and the infrastructure that we built.
So this has actually been sort of a huge test bed.
You can look at it that way. It's been a test bed from that perspective, and also what you said. I mean, I believe that the whole community here in Östersund and Norge now know who we are and Jämtkraft and where you can find renewable energies. So if we can adapt that to the rest of the world with sport as a leading jersey, that's excellent.
With sport as an engine, huh? Gunnar?
Well, if I put on my organizing hat, being one of the organizers of this event, this World Championship, I would say, like Sara, that I would say to the International Olympic Committee and other here, take this as a role model with you. I mean, here we have tried now to really work the whole chain from the soil up to the air, so to say, with sustainability focus. And I think put pressure on the others. We know that we can deliver. We have green energy. Sweden is one of the best in district heating with green energy, and etc. We have worked with the food, we worked with the fuel, we worked with all the whole chain. So, as we are in a big event, and this seminar is about also a sports event, I think take this with you and implement it globally.
Excellent. Those will be the final words for this panel. Thank you, all of you, for joining us. Thank you.